You're not going to believe what I'm about to tell you, but I swear, every word of this story is true. I didn't want to talk about it for a long time because just remembering it makes my skin crawl. But maybe by sharing it, I'll finally be free of it. So here's the story of the night I almost didn't survive. It all started on a cold autumn evening. I was driving back from work, and the road I usually take was closed because of construction. The GPS led me through a detour, an old, narrow country road I had never seen before. The streetlights were scarce. The trees on both sides leaned in like twisted shadows, and the air felt heavy, suffocating almost. At first, I thought nothing of it. I turned up the radio, trying to drown out the uneasy feeling building in my stomach. But soon I realized I hadn't seen another car for miles. No houses, no gas stations, nothing. Just endless woods and the crunch of leaves under my tires. That's when I saw it. Standing by the side of the road was a figure. At first I thought it was a hitchhiker, but as my headlights lit them up, I realized something was wrong. The figure was tall, unnaturally tall, with limbs too long, arms dangling like broken branches. Its head tilted slightly, as if studying me, but I couldn't see a face, just darkness where its features should have been. I felt my chest tighten. My instincts screamed at me to keep driving, so I pressed the gas. But as I passed, the figure turned its head unnaturally fast, following me with a movement so sharp it looked inhuman. My heart pounded. And then it was gone. When I looked in the rearview mirror, there was nothing there, just the empty road stretching behind me. I tried convincing myself it was just my imagination. Maybe it was a trick of the headlights, a shadow, or someone messing around. But a few minutes later, I saw it again. This time, in the middle of the road. I slammed the brakes, the tires screeching, but the figure didn't move. It stood perfectly still, blocking my way, its head tilting again, like it was curious. I blinked once, and it was suddenly closer. 10 feet. I blinked again. It was right in front of my hood. I screamed, throwing the car into reverse, my hands shaking so badly I could barely control the wheel. And just as suddenly, it was gone again. That's when I noticed a dim light through the trees. A cabin, maybe someone who could help. I pulled in, desperate for any sign of human life. The cabin looked old, almost abandoned, but smoke curled faintly from the chimney. I knocked on the door. No answer. I pushed it open, calling out, "Hello? Is anyone here?" The inside was dusty, filled with old furniture and photographs, but something was off. Every photograph showed the same figure, blurry, always in the background, standing just far enough away that you couldn't see the face. My stomach dropped. Then I heard footsteps, upstairs. I should have left then and there, but something pulled me deeper. My curiosity, or maybe just the fear that if I stepped outside, that thing would be waiting for me. I climbed the stairs slowly. The wood creaked under my feet. With each step, the footsteps above seemed to stop, like whoever it was knew I was coming. I reached the door at the end of the hallway. My hand trembled as I turned the knob. Inside was a room full of drawings. Hundreds of sheets of paper plastered to the walls. Each one showed the same tall, faceless figure, scribbled in shaky handwriting were the words, "It follows. It watches. You can't escape." My heart was racing so fast I thought it might explode. And then I heard breathing. Not mine. Behind me. I spun around. Nothing. The hallway was empty, but the breathing was still there, slow, heavy, right by my ear. I ran. I don't remember how I made it down the stairs, how I burst out the door, how I sprinted back to my car. I just remember the overwhelming need to escape. But when I reached my car, it wasn't empty. The figure was inside, sitting in the back seat, its long arms stretched across the leather, its head bent low, almost touching the ceiling. I froze. For a second, I couldn't breathe, couldn't move. And then it slowly lifted its head. No face. Just endless black. I don't know how I found the strength, but I ran. I left my car behind and bolted down the road. My lungs burned, my legs screamed, but I didn't dare look back. I knew it was behind me. I could feel it. Every shadow, every rustle in the trees, every unnatural silence screamed that it was right there. Finally, I saw headlights. A truck coming down the road. I waved, screamed, begged for help. The driver pulled over, opening the door. I jumped inside, slamming it shut behind me. He looked at me confused, asking me what was wrong. I tried to explain, the words tumbling out in broken gasps, but then his face went pale. I turned to the window, and there it was, running alongside the truck, its long legs keeping pace, its faceless head pressed against the glass. I don't remember much after that. The truck swerved, there was a loud crash, and everything went black. When I woke up, I was in hospital. They told me the driver didn't survive. They said I was lucky to be alive. But here's the thing. Every night since then, I've seen it. Not always clearly. Sometimes just in the corner of my eye. Sometimes in the reflection of a window. Sometimes standing at the edge of my bed. It's never gone. It's still watching me. And I think it's waiting. So if you're watching this, tell me, have you ever seen something like this? Have you ever felt like something was watching you, following you, even when you're alone? Leave me a comment. Maybe I'm not the only one. And please, like this video, share it, and subscribe to my channel, because the more people who hear my story, the more I believe I might not be completely insane. But be careful, because now, it might be watching you too.